Good morning, team. Thank you so much for jumping on today's 298th episode of my Take Flight Weekly podcast. It's 5 high performance strategies that you cannot ignore. And these are the disciplines I would start with if I had to do it all over again. If I could go back to 2008 and give myself those lessons that I know to be true, I would use these. And I've also got a little bit of a bonus strategy for you at the end. And I will tell you that every year, Q4 gives me time and space to think. And historically, it's been a quarter that produces my best ideas, my breakthroughs. The noise tends to slow down just enough for me to hear myself. Thanksgiving weekend, the holidays, and that first week of January really have provided me that margin to reflect, to zoom out, and to recalibrate. And this week, during one of those thinking sessions, I asked myself a question that led to today's message. If I had to start all over, what would be the 5 strategies that I would build my business around? What are the fundamentals that have stood the test of time? And what are the ones that still drive my results today? And the results of my thinking time are what I want to share with you. Now, before we dive in, let me remind you of my purpose, and that is to help you, the full service, full fee advisor and entrepreneur, become more productive and more fulfilled. Why? Because I feel that happy advisors and entrepreneurs produce more. Now, I want you to listen today, as always, as if we're sitting here together one on one. This is your coaching session. Now, if you study elite level producers long enough, you'll notice that their success looks deceptively simple. They don't chase every shiny object. They master a small set of principles and they live them daily. The truth is that performance at the highest level isn't about doing more. It's about doing more of what matters better, right? It's about doing more of what matters better. And these high performance strategies, as I was sitting there in my thinking session, became pretty clear. I started rating them and I start with using goals as your fuel and your vision for your why. Use goals for fuel, use vision for why. Your goals create that structure, but your vision gives it soul. Goals are short term. They're the metrics that you measure your progress against. Vision is long term. It's the emotional destination that guides every decision. Your vision determines who you spend time with, right? It's vivid. It shows you, it helps you say no to certain things, it helps you say yes to certain things, and it shows you and helps you show up every single day. Now, a powerful vision engages your senses. It's not just words on a page, but like I said, it's a vivid experience. How does it look? How does it sound? How does it smell? How does it feel? What does it taste like to live that life, to live that experience that you wake up every day thinking about? For some, vision is very visual. They see it in Technicolor, right? Like the vision boards. That's why vision boards are so powerful. They see it clearly. For others like me, it's a feeling. I know how it's gonna feel when I hit those goals. It's an internal knowing that when something that I want and I desire really truly aligns with, who I wanna become. Now, when you combine a clear vision with measurable goals, you create alignment between your actions and your purpose, and that vision fuels your why. The goals are the fuel. That's where the energy for sustained performance comes from. Now, next, declutter your life. I want you to fly light. Simplify your systems, your schedule, your surroundings so the energy stays focused on the vital few that move the needle. Eliminate tasks, commitments, and distractions that don't support your long term vision. Complexity kills your execution, but clarity creates more capacity. Once you have that clarity, you can then start to eliminate what does not serve you. I love this guiding principle, and that is high performance starts with elimination. This is a great time a year to really look at everything and start to prune it, pull those weeds, get rid of what does not work. Next, the weekly meeting with yourself. This has become really in 24 and 25 so important to me personally. And this is where you can create that weekly business plan, that single most powerful routine for driving consistent results. Now, if you want to win quarters, you have to win the weeks. So every week, set aside, right? Every week, set aside 1 to 2 hours for a focused meeting with yourself. Use that time to review the previous week. Look through your calls, your texts, your emails, your direct messages. See what still needs your attention and then move it into the coming week. Get it out of your head, off of your devices, and onto paper and follow an agenda. I follow the same agenda every week. It keeps me structured and it keeps it intentional. Now, this process isn't random, it's truly, truly strategic. It turns that chaos of the previous week, everything you get into the weekend and you're like, oh my gosh, what happened? And that turns that chaos into clarity, into intention and structure, and gives you a direction on how you want to move forward that coming week. It prepares you for daily execution. You know, for years, my morning ritual was one of my top 5 success habits. And quite honestly, team, it is essential. Still is, but now it is second nature. It's why I didn't make the list. It is second nature to me now. But it's the weekly meeting with myself that gives me that focused energy and is truly the driver of my productivity. It's where I calibrate or recalibrate, realign, and get back on offense. Okay, next, commit to your CRM. You know how I feel about CRMs, right? Your CRM is the structural side of the law of compensation. And you know that the law states your compensation equals the number of people you help multiplied by the value you provide those people. Now, one full side of that equation must be supported by structure, and that's your CRM, the people side of the equation. Your CRM collects and organizes your 5 lists, your top 100 referral partners, your warm list, hot list, and your local collaborators. If you don't have a CRM in some format, even a simple spreadsheet, you're leaving an enormous amount of opportunity on the table. Without it, you will miss connections, follow-ups, and introductions that could compound into future business. Think about it. What did you leave on the table last year? Do the math on that. What did you leave on the table last year by not being organized on this side of the law of compensation, equation? It really shows people with the CRM realize it's not just technology, it's really a commitment to a disciplined business. It captures the specifics of all the relationships that drive your income. Now that number 5 is use social media for not just posting, but for intelligence, retention, and conversion. This next strategy is one that every advisor and entrepreneur must embrace, whether it's Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, all of the above. These platforms are where your clients and future clients reside. This is where your top 100, your current clients, and your future clients will go to validate you and track your progress. Social media is your digital credibility platform. It's like you're at a cocktail party, So your clients are there, your prospects are there, people in the business are there, your competition is there, and you have to look at it that way. But it serves 3 primary purposes. Intelligence. It tells you what your clients are up to, right? Just by staying on these platforms, you can find out what your clients are up to, where they're traveling, what restaurants they're visiting, and their hobbies. You can use that information to engage them authentically, deepen those relationships and strengthen your connection with them. So use it as an intelligence for intelligence purposes. Retention. Your clients visit your page to confirm that you're still active in the market and producing results, producing evidence of success. They want to see that evidence of success. A healthy, consistent presence reinforces their confidence in you and helps you retain your client base. Conversion. When you're referred or introduced, when you're referred or introduced by someone, the first thing that that prospect or that person will do is to search you. Okay. They'll check your website, your social channels. I think most people go to Instagram. I do, to see how active somebody is, to see if they're legit, if they're verifiable. And if you're not verifiable, those people will move on. Your digital presence must validate your professional credibility. Social media is no longer optional. It's a strategy that every high performing advisor must master to compete in today's world. Now, my bonus strategy is create space and time to think. Your best ideas don't show up when you're buried in activity. Your best ideas arrive when you pause long enough to listen. Schedule thinking time into your calendar the same way you would a client appointment. Reflection is not idle time. Reflection is not idle time. It's strategic. It's strategy. You need to do it. Again, another one of my favorite guiding principles is thoughts create feelings create action, and action creates the result. In a lot of ways, that's the law of attraction. You got to create the thoughts first, that those are the seeds, the results are the harvest. Thoughts create feelings create action, and action creates the results. When it all comes down to it, these 5 strategies plus my bonus strategy of thinking time are an operating system for a scalable business and a sustainable life. This isn't about working harder. It's about working cleaner, tighter, and smarter. Goals give you speed, vision gives you direction, systems gives you leverage. When you declutter, plan intentionally, build structure around your relationships, and you show up online with purpose, you will create momentum, and that momentum compounds. That's when the game changes. You're no longer reacting to your business, you're running it like a CEO. Now take these strategies, plug them into your calendar, build the systems around them, and execute relentlessly. Because here's what I know: consistency and simplicity wins. Consistency and simplicity scales. Complexity and chaos fails every single time. Complexity and chaos fails every single time. Keep it simple, folks, but execute relentlessly. Now, if today's Take Flight episode resonated with you, just do me a favor. Please share it with someone in your world who needs to hear it, whether it's a colleague, a friend, or someone on your team. You know, we rise by lifting others up. And don't forget, every episode is also sent out via email. So if you're not already subscribed, go to my Instagram at Ask Jim Miller and go and sign up for my weekly email. There's a lot of great content on there. There's supporting documentation and videos and stuff that I add that support that week's Take Flight Weekly. Team, I'm simply here to help. And if this has helped you, chances are it will help someone else. Thanks, team. I'll see you next Monday.